Hello and welcome back. So now that we've got a picture inserted, I wanted to show you how to have a little fun with images and do some extra stuff. So this is the kind of things that you probably won't use in your regular school assignments, but it's pretty fun to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on my picture. That's really important because that selects it. Remember how we talked about when that blue line is around it? That's called selecting it. Now, you might notice that this line at the top changes. I have some new options. I have this little funny box thing. This is called crop in the image. Cropping means cutting it to make it smaller. Now, there's lots of different ways I can crop my image. I can click on it like this, and see how these black lines appear? When I move them around as if I was making my image smaller or bigger, it only shows a little bit of it in color. When I click off of it, only that little bit shows. That's called cropping it when I take it off. I'm going to undo that because I want my full image. Another way I can crop is if I click on it 2 or 3 times, the black lines will appear again and I can crop. Now let's say you're just hanging around, okay, you accidentally crop and all of a sudden your image is short. Don't freak out. Just hit the undo button. Remember, the undo button is your friend. All right, so the next thing that I have already done, let me show you what it looks like when I have not done, is clicked on this image options. And it'll give you this list right here of things you can do. The first one is called size and rotation. So size will tell you how big or small it is. Remember last time we learned how to grab it and change the size just by using those blue lines? Well, this one you can type in different numbers to change the size. So like if I want the width to be like that, I can do that. And so I'll change the size with these numbers. This one changes the rotation. Now, if I want to change the rotation without using this, all I do is I grab this little dot at the top and I twist or rotate my image. And I can rotate it anywhere around that point. You might have learned about rotation in school. In math, that's all we're doing. Okay, but let's say maybe I don't want to rotate it like this. I want to rotate it to a certain angle. So I can rotate it 90 degrees. I can rotate it 45 is always a fun angle. All right, or I could just leave it as is at 0. All right, the other one was text wrapping. This is just what we talked about before, but this is the way to do it in the menu. So I can change how my text get wrapped around my picture, and depending on what you're doing, you might want to play around with different ways to text wrap. I can also say if I want the text to be next to my photo on both sides, left only. So see, the text isn't next to it because it's on the right side, but if I move it to the left, it will. Right only, the opposite, or both sides. So if I put it right in the middle, it would wrap around right in the middle. All right. So our next ones would be position will tell me where it is if I want to move it around with the text. So for example, if I want to move my text on here, see how the picture moves with my text? If I had fixed position, then when I moved my text, my picture will stay in place. So depending on what you want to do, you could do either one of those. This next one is my absolute favorite. Now, you don't want to get crazy with this with school projects, but when you're just playing around for fun, it's a lot of fun. It's recolor, and you can change your image to a different color. Lastly would be adjustments. Now, I'm going to actually change the color back for this one. For adjustments, this tells me how my image is going to look. So I can change transparency. Now, you might have learned the word transparency at school. It means whether or not you can see through something. So if I move my transparency more and more, I'm able to see through it and I can't see the image. So if I move it all the way, I can't see my image at all. That's transparency. Brightness is what it sounds like. If I move it more to the right, it makes it really bright. If I move it more to the left, it makes it really dark. And if I go back to around 0, that's where I was before. Contrast will make the lights a lot more. Contrast will make the lights a lot lighter and the darks a lot darker. Like you see what's happening right here. That's called contrast. Or if I take away less contrast, it'll kind of make the lights and darks all kind of together a little more fuzzy until they become gray. So those are some of reset, and then reset will turn it back like it was normal. Those are some of the image options when you are inserting an image into a Google Doc. Have fun with these and have a great day.